Hi everyone, it's LaToya here. I just wanted to come and tell you about my 5 very important tips that you need to consider before you go out and buy a sewing machine. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this list. So number 5, I want you to consider purchasing your supplies before the sewing machine arrives. Normally it's the other way around, but that's how we set ourselves up for disaster because you were not prepared. I want you to prepare by purchasing the top 10 supplies that I would recommend anyone to purchase before the sewing machine arrives. And you might be asking yourself, well, what are those top 10 items? Well, I'm going to go ahead and provide the link below in the description to the video so you can go ahead and start checking those off your list before you buy your machine. Okay? All right, so moving forward, number 4, I want you to be on the lookout for discounts and sales. Now, this could be from a local retailer, whether they specialize in sewing and crafts like Joann's, or it could be Target. You know, whatever you have access to locally, I want you to call the store and see if they're having a sale on their sewing machines. All right? And then if you want to go a step further, either ask them the brands in particular and the model number, or just step inside the store yourself to go ahead and get a feel for things that way. And another thing you can do when you do step into these stores, download the Amazon app, and then you can scan the barcode on the box and it'll take you straight to the sewing machine, because that leads me into the next tip, which is I want you to find out about the reviews on the particular machines that you're interested in. Okay, so places like Amazon.com, they have real, well, for the most part, actual reviews on the product. Okay, so this is kind of like asking somebody who already has the product, they know about it, they've used it, they love it, or they hate it. Now be careful of the ones who do say that they hate it, because a reason why a lot of these machines end up in the attic or on Facebook Marketplace is because they didn't know how to properly fix a problem that arose, okay? So it could have been something off in regards to the needle they were using. It could have been something as far as the tension of the stitching that looked wonky, and then they decided just to toss and throw the whole machine away. Well, if they were ready and prepared and skilled, then they would have known that that was something that could have easily been fixed. Don't pay a lot of attention to people say they hate the machine because it didn't work. Okay, no, you didn't work. You didn't know how to work the machine, all right? So keep that in mind when you're looking at these reviews, okay? Now, where are we at? Number 2, okay? We're getting up to number 1. All right, I need you to understand and know what it is that you want to make with your sewing machine. Now, if we're looking for bare minimum, we just need either a straight stitch or a zigzag stitch and nothing else special, maybe a buttonhole, because normally they come along with a buttonhole stitch. And that's it. That's all we needed to do. Then you're looking at a bare minimum $89.99 for a sewing machine. Now, if you're looking for bells and whistles, and most times the bells and whistles include like embroidery. So it might do a nice little decorative floral stitch, or you might be able to do an initial. It could be just a plain font or italicized, which are very nice. Now you're going to start climbing up a little bit to maybe the $299 mark for that. So I need you to know starting out that you can work your way up to the nicer machines that are a little bit more costly, but I need you to figure out what it is you want to do before you spend the big bucks, okay? So if we're talking about, okay, well, I'm just curious about sewing, so I'm not really sure about it, do not go out and spend $300 on a machine, okay? Go ahead and get the $89.99 machine because you're not quite sure, okay? Now, if you want to buy brand new, that's the way to go. Now, if you're fully passionate about this, you've already started taking lessons, and even if you haven't, you wake up thinking about sewing, you go to bed at night thinking about sewing, then this is going to be driven. Now, you can either invest, rightfully so, in your vision now, or you can make those baby steps and upgrade to something nicer as you build your confidence. All right, so keep that in mind as well. What is it that you want to make in the long run? Now, if we're talking about embroidery, that's not really considered sewing because you're not actually building a product, you're just adding on to an existing product. So that's what embroidery is. So you need to look at embroidery machines, not so much sewing machines. Okay, just thought I'd throw that in there. All right, so here we are. We arrived at number 1. So my top thing that I'm always asked before anything is, what brand do I buy? Okay, so we're surrounded by brands from the grocery store to the car lot. Okay, they all do the same thing. They might taste the same a little bit if we're talking about food, but the brand is not the same. So kind of with the sewing machine, there are tried and true brands that you can't go wrong with. Number 1 being Singer. You know, there's Kenmore, there's Brother, there's Janome. For the most part, those are the brands that you're going to see in the retail stores. Now, in the age of Amazon and drop shipping and entrepreneurship and creating products overseas, you can slap your own name on a product and say it's yours, okay? But it does the same thing. It will provide a stitch for you, all right? So don't get too caught up on the names, but then again, you can't go wrong with the Supreme Singer brand sewing machine. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, of course, you can always reach out to me. This is Sewing with LaToya channel. I have Sewing with LaToya at Yahoo if you want to email me anything. I'm always looking for sponsorship. And if you're interested in seeing what it is that I create and do, you can find me on Instagram, Sewing with LaToya, Facebook, Sewing with LaToya. And be on the lookout for future videos by liking this video. I love that. And then also subscribing. And you can check off the little bell notification, so every time I upload something, you'll be notified, all right? If it's not going to be that annoying to you. And I don't upload that often, but what I do is good to know, all right? Especially on your sewing journey. So thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe. See you later.